what is toxic parenting if we parent, breaks the spirit of the child, and the child becomes fearful, is doubting his or her self-worth, and grows up to be always second guessing their decisions. It has to be pinpointed and it has to come to a stop.
Let me ask a few questions, right? You may want to check for yourself if there is toxicity in your house with your parents or with the children in the house. Let me throw some questions at you. Think about your childhood and answer these questions. Did my parents emotionally abuse me? As an adult, now that you have grown up, you may want to ask these questions to yourself. Do my parents treat me like still I'm a child? Do they guilt me for what they want?
I'm Prakriti Prasad, mother of 2 super loving kids, wife to an amazing human being, a journalist turned columnist, and now a parenting coach, author, and a wellness mentor. I work with parents of teenagers to help them connect with their children so that they can understand them better, resolve their conflicts, and improve the overall happiness quotient of the family. Pains me to accept that yes, toxic parenting is a reality. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, it is a thorough reality of today. I have on board a dear friend of mine, Punitha Lakhani. She's Modern Meerabai. She's a divorce recovery coach and a coach for toxic relationships. Most parents, 75% of parents, are not intentionally toxic. It happens sometimes. We'll come to that. But first of all, what is toxic parenting? We'll get to that. And let me just get Punitha Lakhani on board.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
For all of you guys, here she is. Welcome, Punitha, on P3 Live. It's great to have you here. So tell me a little about yourself, Punitha. What is Modern Meerabai up to, and what is divorce recovery coach? If you could just throw some light on that.
Absolutely. No surprises here, and I'll not hold anything back today. That's the promise I make, heartfelt promise. I have gone through a very nasty divorce, and I've been going through some toxic parenting myself. And that is what has hurt me the most. That is where it pains the most. This is what has brought to light Modern Meerabai, India's first divorce recovery coach. Through this Modern Meerabai, I propose to help all the people who are going through their divorce and separation, to help them restart their life courageously and to reclaim their respect and happiness back. Through 3 things.
More power to you.
Thank you so much. And a major portion of this comes from the toxicity which the relationships bear. Opening the agenda to a larger audience for that matter. Toxicity does not necessarily restrict itself to a husband and a wife, but it expands itself to even your office domains, a manager and, the peer. It also expands itself to other family members, parents and co-parenting that you would do. So there is a much larger domain to discussing this toxic relationships, irrespective of what the relationship is. And I believe that's what we are discussing here today. So I'm so glad to be here.
Same here. And so toxic parenting is something, like I said, that it may be, even if it's not intentional, but here we're talking about the impact of this toxicity, and impact is more important than the intention. And what is toxic parenting? If we come to that, I think where a parent breaks the spirit of the child, and the child becomes fearful, is doubting his or her self-worth, and grows up to be always second guessing their decisions. I think that is extremely harmful, and whether intentional or unintentional, it has to be pinpointed and it has to come to a stop, I think. What do you say? What do you feel about
You've actually summarized it well, and I'll add my 2 bits to it. And let me ask a few questions, right? And I'm addressing it to the audience. I'll throw a few questions at you, and you may want to check for yourself if there is toxicity in your house with your parents or with the children in the house. Let me throw some questions at you. Think about your childhood and answer these questions. Did my parents emotionally abuse me? Did they tell me I am worthless or plain bad? Second question, did they physically abuse me under the guise of discipline? Was I forced to take care of my parents at a young age? Was I scared of my parents and their actions? Did they make me keep secrets from family and friends about things they did not want me to reveal? It could be physical, verbal, or sexual abuse. As an adult, now that you have grown up, you may want to ask these questions to yourself. Do my parents treat me like still I'm a child? Do they guilt me for what they want? Do they make me feel ashamed? Do they manipulate me to what they want? Do they threat me for giving or withholding money? Do I feel ill or have an overwhelming feeling, physical or emotional, after seeing my parents? Do I feel like I will never live up to my parents' expectations? If you have said yes to any of these questions I have just thrown at you, then you probably may be in a toxic parental relationship. Let it sink in. Please go ahead.
So I think, it's a little scary set of questions that you've asked, and I'm sure some of parents here would, or children would, invariably put a tick mark to at least one of these. So, it's common tendency for parents to, cajole or, get children. The intention is to get them into action so that you cannot do anything, you're worthless. These kind of comments seemingly harmless for parents. कि भाई मेरा intention तो बच्चे को लगाना है, काम करना है, deliver करना है. But the deep-seated impact that it has on the child is something which a parent doesn't realize. So, and this is why, what is the role of a parent? Parent is a nurturer. Parent is someone who gives that sense of confidence, that love and unconditional love to the child. But here, unwittingly, or wittingly or unwittingly, a parent becomes, breaks the spirit of the child. And this is where the damage begins, I think, right, Punitha? You the coach here, the toxic relationship coach, so you throw some more light. I'm talking from the parents' point of view, and that is why I keep telling my mentee parents to just stop. Just don't go overboard in disciplining your children. We all want our children to be well turned out. So उनको discipline करने में कहीं ना कहीं ज़्यादा तो नहीं जा रहे हैं. मतलब ठीक है, हमारे बच्चे सब चाहते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे की लाइफ बहुत अच्छी हो, उनका पर्सनालिटी सुपर हो, दे वेल, बट hang on, hold your horses when you are correcting or disciplining your child.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and smash the bell icon so that you are notified when our next video is out. So keep smiling. Signing out here, Punitha Lakhani, Modern Meerabai. See you in the next video.